Penny Wolfgang. Welcome back to our special show previewing the Shea's 5-Star Bank 2024-2025 Broadway series. If you're a fan of the music of legendary singer-songwriter Neil Diamond, you can't miss the uplifting story of how a kid from Brooklyn became an American rock icon. A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical, arrives April 8th through the 13th.
That's alright. We got all night to set the world right. We'll find us a dream that don't ask no questions. Yeah. Oh, look, my rosy child, you got a way to make me happy. She got the way to move me, cherry. She got the way to groove it. She got the way to groove it. Hot cherry, baby. All right. Tell your mama, girl, I can't stay long. We've got things we gotta catch up on.
We caught up with Chris Marsh Clark, who sang Sweet Caroline at the preview.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about Sweet Caroline. What does it mean to you, and the audience always responds to it so well? How does that affect you?
It's so special. It's a moment in the show and in this event where the audience can kind of let down the theater etiquette or like theater mindset and just have fun. And I think that's representative of the whole show. It's just fun. I don't know if this is how they know me in Buffalo, but I actually did Escape to Margaritaville on this stage back in 2021, where Jimmy Buffett was actually here. It's actually the last time that I saw him.
Are you excited about being here in Buffalo?
I am so excited to be in Buffalo. The last time I was here, we went to Niagara Falls. We got buffalo wings today, so I'm very excited to be here.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you.
I'm looking forward to being here.
If you love the movie, you'll love the musical. Back to the Future transports us back in time to change the course of history. This show blasts off June 24th through the 29th.
Great Scott! Good evening. This is Dr. Emmett L. Brown, and this is my time machine.
A time machine?
You're a slacker, McFly. Face it, you've got no future.
I gotta get back in time. 1955?
Hey, McFly, I thought I told you never to come in here.
If they don't meet, they won't fall in love, they won't get married, and neither you nor your siblings will ever be born.
You don't need money, don't take fame, don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's strong and it's sudden and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life. That's the power of love.
Mastermind that brings these productions to Buffalo. Meet Broadway producer Albert Nocciolino. I know that you have kept this secret since we were together in New York, and how do you do it? We were together a couple of months ago. You knew all these shows that were coming, and I grilled you and kind of guessed and prodded you, and you still wouldn't give away a single one. How do you do that?
First of all, I've known about it for almost a year.
Uh-oh, okay.
Not that long. But, you know, we do work that far in advance. And, you know, it's not fair to be completely serious. We're in the middle of a season, and we have responsibility to the shows we have here and the shows that are part of our season and to the subscribers who've supported them. And I want to keep the attention on the shows that are here in the present and not talk about the future until we're close to the future. And that's usually about this time of year. And so it's really important. It's important to be respectful to all of the shows, and the timing is key. And that's what we try to do every year.
Speaking of the future, I was shocked that some of the shows that you were able to get, they're still on Broadway.
So you know, we've been talking about this for years. The shows love coming to Buffalo. They love coming to Buffalo for so many reasons. First of all, it's a magnificent theater. Ever since we did the renovations on the stage house, every show on the road fits. We have plenty of dressing rooms. It's a great theater to load in a show. It's comfortable. Everybody has offices. So from the curtain back, there's a lot of amenities that the shows enjoy. Out here, we have 3,000 seats. It's one of the biggest theaters in the serving Broadway. But more importantly, again, something we've all talked about, you and I particularly, we had close to 17,000 season ticket holders this year. And when you can bring a show in for 1 week, particularly, and in advance, 17,000 of the 24,000 seats are sold, most likely you're going to sell the show out. Now, there isn't a producer in America that doesn't want a sold-out show. And, you know, I think this season's a good example. We just had a week of Les Mis. There wasn't a ticket left. We will be sold out for Mamma Mia in advance, and MJ is almost sold out, and that's weeks away. To finish the season with 3 sold-out performances speaks to the immense support we have from Western New York and the people of Buffalo. And so that's why the shows come here.
I want to ask you, and people always ask you this, how do you put the season together? How do you figure out what, like you just said, you've got the 3 sold-out shows. How do you know what the people are going to want?
Well, first of all, you know, what we try to do every year is to find some balance. We know our audience is here. They love the best of Broadway, the best of the new shows. They want to get those new shows as fast as possible. And they're proud of themselves that Buffalo's able to do that, and we're able to do that for them. We like to try to find family shows. We want to bring new audiences into the theater. We want shows that will bring broader-based audiences, new people to the theater. Shows that, like an Anne Juliet as an example, like a Mean Girls as an example, like The Wiz as an example. Those shows will bring new audiences to the theater. It's part of our audience development. So when we put together a season, it's a combination of all of that we try to do. But frankly, one of the simplest things is what's touring. What's going to go out on the road? What's going to leave Broadway? What's been successful on Broadway? What's going to tour and be able to get the 50, 60, 70, 80 weeks of Broadway cities across America? So it's a combination of things, and we work well in advance on it, as you know.
Yes, I do know. As you said, it's probably a year in advance. I just wanted to ask you, and you said about what a good audience base we have. I think you're kind of alluding to the fact that we'd like to get younger people to go to the theater.
Of course. Look, I said something tonight about when we bring Lion King here, which will be the 4th time. And unbelievably, about 350,000 people have come through the doors to see Lion King here already here at Shea's. That's staggering. But the number of young people that's part of that 350,000 is probably 30, 40, 50%. Just think about that. Thousands of young people probably came to Shea's for the very first time when Lion King was here. And you'll ask them 10 years from now, what was the first Broadway show you saw? Most likely, if they're from this part of New York, they're going to say, I saw Lion King at Shea's. It's very important for us to get shows that can bring those young audiences in, and shows that will bring in the young, you know, our demographics always skew a little older. We want shows that will bring those people in their 30s. And when Anne Juliet plays and all those Max Martin songs from Taylor Swift and Justin Timberlake songs, I don't even know some of them. My kids know them, but the audiences will know them. And they weave them into the show and deliver the story with that music. And they'll know it from social media, and they'll have a good time.
Well, Congressman, are you really excited about your first season?
I am, very much so. The enthusiasm here, the love for this institution the people of Buffalo and Western New York have is awe-inspiring. And it's in the tradition of Michael Shea, who was a kid from the First Ward, and an iron worker and a tavern owner. He had this great vision for this beautiful theater, and it's among the most beautiful theaters in the world.
Everybody knows that you were almost single-handedly responsible for building our canal, for our Canal Street area district. Now, I feel like it's almost fate or circumstances that you're going to try to do this, that you are going to do, knowing you, the same thing for this theater district.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. No one person does it alone, but every great achievement started with a vision before it became a reality. And I think that, having a vision, having a passion for Buffalo and Western New York, doing everything that we can to make this economically viable and a good quality of life. Buffalo has always been an artist colony.
I'm so excited, and I think we all are, that we have you here at this exact moment, at this exact time in history. And again, I think you're going to make history here, as you have in Congress over the years.
Thank you, Penny. I appreciate that very much, and we're fortunate to live amongst this. And as I said, it defines us as a community. So we always have to be challenging the limits of what is possible. And that's what we're going to be doing here with a great group of people that serve on the board and a great staff that is very talented and very dedicated.
We found out what theater patrons think of the upcoming season. Are you excited about the new season?
I'm very excited for the new season. It's all brand new, so I love it.
Have you been coming a long time to Shea's?
Yes, this is my fourth or fifth current season, so I'm very excited, yeah.
And what show are you looking forward to most?
Oh, I think either Some Like It Hot or The Lion King. You have to love The Lion King, right?
What do you looking forward to most?
Probably The Lion King, honestly. Yeah, that's a big one.
Hi.
Hi.
What do you think? What's going to be your favorite?
I think Hamilton. I think having it back again is going to be great for our community. I know it was a big hit the last years that I was here, but it's going to be great. It's going to be a great lineup.
I have The Wiz and Juliet, A Beautiful Noise, Shucked, Back to the Future, and Some Like It Hot on my list, and Lion King.
Did you make the list before you came?
Oh, yeah. I've been working on it since January.
I did too, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you been coming a long time?
Yeah, we've been a long time season ticket holder.
Do you love the theater?
I love theater. It's an amazing thing to come and see.
Have you been coming to Shea's a long time?
About 5 years now.
And what are you looking forward to in the new season?
For me personally, I'm looking forward to Shucked and Back to the Future. I have been wanting to go see those shows since it was announced to come on Broadway, and since I've heard all the great things about it, and I'm very looking forward to come and see those shows.
And what does Western New York's top theater critic, Anthony Chase, have to say about the shows and the future of Shea's? Let's find out. Anthony Chase is going to give us the final word on the new season at Shea's. The final word.
Well, what you're always hoping for, it's a mini Broadway. Broadway has 20-some theaters, and so you get a curated selection at Shea's, and they will look for more crowd-pleasing choices, and I think we absolutely got them. You and I had been in New York to do a run of these, and it was startling how many we nailed right on. Back to the Future we saw Beautiful Noise we saw, and Juliet we saw. We had tickets to Shucked, but it closed, and I immediately said it'll come to Buffalo because that's the way they recoup their loss in New York. Very, very popular. It's an adorable show, but it's a good lineup.
I was upset that I missed it, truthfully, in New York. I wanted to see Shucked, and it had closed, and also Some Like It Hot.
Well, I saw one, not the other, but I thought, well, I'll see it on tour. I'll see it in Buffalo. As in this season, MJ, I didn't bother to see it in New York because I thought, okay, there are other things that are a priority for me in New York. I know that will tour. I can see that in Shea's, and it'll be just as good.
Now, you said they're going to be crowd pleasers, but what do you think are going to be the most popular of the shows this next year?
Oh gosh, if I can, judging from people's reactions, I don't know. The Wiz didn't look as interesting to me, and yet all these people were telling me it was their number one choice. They wanted to see The Wiz, and it's done very well in New York. It's that title. I don't know. If I understood the public taste, I'd invest in this, you know.
You'd be a producer. What about the repeat, I call it, shows? Like, how do you think they came up with The Lion King as something that's going, well, this year they had Just Les Mis, and how did you come up with The Lion King?
Well, it has to be out on the road. That's part of the Disney franchise. They understand when children age out and there's a new generation. So it's time for that to go out again. This will be the 4th time. Just count your generations. That's how they're doing it. They do it with their films, too. You know, that they hold it in the vault and then suddenly Peter Pan has been released again. Pinocchio has been released again. It's, you know, not generally available. Right now you see it in New York or in a major city or on the road. That's how they decide that.
Now, when we were together, we saw Back to the Future, and I said to you, oh my gosh, they'll never be able to bring this show with so many technical aspects, and how would they ever travel? And you answered me.
Well, they will redesign it. It'll look the same, but it will be in some way scaled back. Same challenge for Aladdin. Mm-hmm. Remember, they could never make the magic carpet fly on the road.
And what about this theater itself? The fact that it's been redesigned and will be again to have what they need to carry these big shows.
Well, that's terrific, and that got a huge applause. I think the largest applause tonight, and we will have more bathrooms. Yeah. Followed by we will have elevators. We will have elevators. But
that was me applauding.
That was you applauding the elevators, yeah. But I thought that Brian Higgins, this was his debut for this audience in a lot of ways, and I thought he was terrific talking about the history of the theater and Michael Shea and who that was. Just doing what he does best is speak from the heart about things about which he's passionate. And I thought people were very attentive for that. It's like, yes, this is an important theater. This is an historic theater. People feel as if it's their own theater, and I loved when he did that. That was a nice way to begin.
I'll see you at the theater.
No doubt.
If you would like tickets to one or all of the shows that make up the Shea's 5-Star Bank 2024-25 Broadway series, you can go to sheas.org or simply call the box office. I'm Judge Penny Wolfgang. Thanks for watching The Big Picture. I'll see you at the theater.